We're definitely filling out nice after this post show. Oh, all right, welcome back, guys. Today we are hitting hamstrings. We have 450 pounds of the bars. We are all warmed up. I put the warm-up progression in the description of the video, so you'll be able to check that out. This is typically like a lighter weight. We're going to be working our way back up to the 500s over the next couple weeks, but we definitely lost some strength through prep, and I don't want to overextend myself, but I still want to hit a good weight today. So 455 on the bar. I think I said 450 earlier. 455 on the bar. This should be pretty good. We should definitely be in that 8 to 12 rep range. I'm hoping I just bust out 12 nice, easy, nasty. So let's get to it and let's see how it goes. The way I approach these RDLs is very focused on my hamstrings, and there's three main points that allow me to do that. The first one is having a slight knee bend, but keeping my legs overall straight throughout the movement, having a slight bend in my lower back, and the range of motion just below the kneecaps. Now, I see a lot of people trying to do these with a flat back or an arched back, and in my experience, that leads to lower back problems as it puts a lot of stress on your back. Now, I lost my grip strength throughout these, even though I'm using straps, just because I haven't fully trained with this weight in a while. It's okay. I went for another rep just to push myself. That's totally fine. Basically did a deadlift. It's not going to hurt me. But yeah, pretty good set. Back downs are at 405. There's like a speaker directly above my head. This is probably a horrible place to record for audio, so fuck me, I guess. But let's go ahead and get this set. We are shooting for the 12 to 16 rep range here. First set we were a little bit under that rep range, but it's our first week back with heavier weight, so it's to be expected. Another thing I like to emphasize during these RDLs is a nice pace and movement to the lift. I have about a 1 to 2 second eccentric, and then the concentric is just as fast as possible. Research shows that the faster the concentric is, the more effective the rep will be. So that's what I like to do. I don't try to pause a ton at the top. Try to keep tension on the hamstrings and glutes throughout the entire movement, and I stop just short of a full lockout. Now, as I get towards the end of the set and the reps get heavier, I will take a couple seconds at the top as like a myo rep. And here again, I lost my grip strength, so I had to reset and go for another rep. Again, I don't think this is going to hurt me in any sense of the manner. If anything, it's probably just going to help me progress along a little bit more. It's just important that you track that you did that. This belt was like digging into my side the whole time. Excuses. All I have is excuses. I'll take it. First week back. Gotta be some kings always. All right, so we have our second hamstring exercise here. It is the regular seated curls. According to science, these are more optimal than laying curls. I have no idea if that's actually true or not. So it doesn't really matter. This is what we're starting off with. You tell I'm tired, rambling. This is actually full stacked. I'm gonna have to get a gym pin in here and start adding some weight on this thing because it's not enough. We are doing 2 sets. First set is 8 to 12 reps. Second one is 12 to 16. Let's get to it. Something that I notice a lot of people doing incorrectly with their hamstring curls is either going too quickly or too slowly. I like to find a nice middle ground where you're doing a 1 to 2 eccentric and your concentric as fast as possible. Now, the whole point of these is that you're able to focus on the stretch portion, focus on the eccentric in a very stabilized manner, and that's what I'm focusing on as I'm doing these, while still keeping my intensity as high as possible. Now, a thing that I love about this machine is it allows you to stop, get a couple extra reps, whereas you may not be able to do that with a compound movement. And you see, that's all I got. All right, back downs on seated hamstrings. Now for my back downs on this second set of hamstring curls, we are going to be training in the 12 to 16 rep range. This is how the program is set up. The first set is going to be 8 to 12. The second set is 12 to 16, looking for failure
inside those rep ranges. Now, science shows that there is novel gains to be made by training in different rep ranges. So by training 8 to 12 and 12 to 16, we're kind of able to cover all of our bases and make sure that we're not leaving any potential gains on the table. Now, I do push myself past failure on these, and you'll notice that as I get towards the end, I'm taking a couple seconds. I'm doing these quarter, half reps, just trying to get everything I possibly can out of this exercise. I really took a couple seconds here to get these last couple reps. That's totally okay. I highly recommend it.
We have laying hamstring curls. We'll be doing these laying hamstring curls for 3 sets. I'm just going to show you one set here. Rep scheme, 12 to 16 reps. This is an interesting machine. The tension is actually all on the bottom, not on the top, which ideally would be tension throughout the whole profile for me. But if I have to choose between this and having the tension be at the top of the movement, the bottom of the movement, I'm glad it's at the bottom here. We still got to put a lot of plates on. I'm not sure how this weight will feel. Kind of just testing it out right now. But let's get to it.
Now, as I stated, this resistance profile is not ideal. It's very heavy on the bottom and super light on the top, but this is better than the alternative, which I have used some hamstring curl machines where there's no tension on the bottom and everything is on the top, which is the opposite of what you would want. You would want the tension to be on the stretch position and not on the top. So I kind of like this machine. It definitely gets harder really, really quickly because you get fatigued and that weight gets really heavy, but I do get a decent pump from it. So I'll continue to use this and progressively overload it. I don't really have a choice as this is the only laying hamstring curl this gym has. So, you got to make do with what you have.
You could definitely tell that it's harder on the bottom than it is on the top. Okay. Let's see how these hamstrings are looking. I mean, legs in general just look really nice. To finish our hamstring training off, we're gonna be doing some calves, 3 sets, 12 to 16, nice, slow, and controlled. Typically, I would do these on a standing calf raise. They do not have one of those here, so we are using the pendulum leg press. So let's get into it.
I would typically prefer a standing calf raise machine, but we got to make do with what we have. And the leg press is a pretty good solution for that. As long as we have our knees relatively locked out during this movement, we're going to make sure that almost all of the tension is being put onto our calves. I do these super slow and controlled. I don't think there's any reason to, go super quickly with your calf movements. It's really a difficult body part for a lot of people to grow and hit. You'll see I actually stop and I readjust to make sure that I'm properly hitting my calf throughout the movement. It's totally okay. I would much prefer that over you doing something dumb, getting injured. So if you ever feel like something isn't right during a set, it's totally okay to stop, readjust, make sure that everything is in line. I may stop actually a couple more times throughout this set, just as my feet kind of slip off of this thing. But overall, pretty solid in terms of like a calf pump from this machine. So if you don't have a standing calf raise, the leg press works as a solution. Just finishing her up there, getting as many reps as I can, really eking the stretch out. Oh yeah, baby. Give me a couple more. Come on. And that's it.
It's a great set. Really solid. But my calves are in the shot here. Little sus shot. All right, so that was our hamstring training for the day. It is an absolute torrential downpour right now. It's a nice scene. Usually doesn't rain like this, so it's nice to get a little cooler out. We're definitely going to check the pump though, that's for sure. I threw in some back volume today that was not recorded. Just some cable low rows and some high pulls with a neutral grip in an effort to help my back grow a little bit, because it's definitely my biggest weak point right now. That is a lot of water. Hold on. My girlfriend got me this necklace. I feel like it makes me look like Mr. Miami. I guess I could clip it. Yeah, that works. This mic has been giving me troubles the whole workout, so I wouldn't be surprised if you can't hear me all right. But we're definitely filling out nice after this post-show. Oh. Definitely. Looking pretty freaky. Let me lower this so we can get a nice hamstring shot. Oh yeah. There we go. It's definitely a good hamstring workout. Got a nice pump in my calves as well. Oh yeah. It's weird, I typically don't do it from that side. Looks pretty fucking solid, man. Now that, I suppose you'd never catch me doing. Stand up. But yeah, overall, pretty good workout. Feel like I'm looking freaky deaky. We're gonna get a post-workout meal. For that post-workout, we're gonna be doing 50 grams of protein, about 100 grams of carbs, trace fats, just carbs and protein after you work out. Very important you get those carbs in. They're gonna go right into your muscles in the form of glycogen. Very important you get that protein in as well. So I hope you found the hamstring training helpful. The whole training is posted in the description. If you have any questions about it, go ahead, leave a comment. If you like the video, please subscribe. Over 50% of my viewers are not subscribed. And if you do subscribe, you'll get more information like this, and you'll learn how to get big biceps. Look at that. You want that? Subscribe. All right, see you guys soon.